Yeah.
Okay.
We're ready.
Okay, gentlemen, I have nothing in my cup at the moment because my tea won't have hit the sweet spot of temperature, so I can't even drink it yet, because we all know there's a sweet spot with tea. But gentlemen, raise your cups, and what we're going to cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
So our town has plenty, as we know, and we've got some plentiful sitting in front of us right now. So our plentiful today, that might become a thing now, Chris. Our plentiful today, yeah. Our measure of plentiful is the lovely Chris Connelly, who I've known for some time. We just worked it out, didn't we?
It's...
How far we go back?
It's a long time. It's a decade. Yeah, 12 years, I reckon, actually.
God.
My lord. We were young.
Like
we were teens, Patsy. we're just out of school and fresh, kind of into the kind of coast.
Weren't we? That's it.
Both of us from the wilds of the East End to the coast.
And they are wild, trust me on that.
Yeah, believe me.
But Chris and I met... I need to go rewind, because this is not CAF today.
No.
So you've got Patsy, you've got Chris Connelly, who we'll go into in more detail, but we've got Alex Ainsworth. We're very lucky to have you.
Thank you very much for letting me join you today.
With your glamorous eyewear, which I always admire.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
we've gone for the more subtle ones today.
Yes, I like.
It's very Swedish.
I do.
I
do. Yeah, actually, we could all.
we've all got our glasses now. This is optical envy, isn't it?
Reflections everywhere.
Yeah, okay. We'll for an ad sponsored by kind of.
We'd have Rock Optica if he'd have us.
Rock Optica, yeah.
We could ask him. But Alex, we had a conversation at the weekend, and we were at the America Ground gig.
America Ground, yes, indeed we were.
So I won't lose my thread about you, Chris. It's all right.
Don't worry,
I'm on it. And Alex said, "Do you know what? I'd love a go at this." So you know what we're like here at Our Town Has Plenty. Everybody has a go.
3 days later.
3 days later.
Here I am.
CAF has been otherwise indisposed, just briefly. And I said to Alex, "Do you fancy?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm free." So here he is.
Here I am.
Boo, boo. Aren't we lucky?
That's like instant gratification, isn't it?
It
Literally
is.
3 days later.
Absolutely.
And good things happen.
See, you don't know if you don't ask.
No, absolutely.
That's the town, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You have to ask.
As I'm learning.
Yeah, as you're learning.
As I'm learning.
As you're learning.
Yes.
How long have you been here?
I've been in Rye.
Oh.
So lived for a little while. Yeah, so since been with Nikki. 5 years now. So
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
So, yes.
Yes.
So,
And if you look around the St Leonard's Marketplace and in the church, you will often find Alex with his wonderful wares. This man makes beautiful art, and it's stuff for the best walls. Perfect for these walls.
Perfect would be, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice. Yeah.
That word
So we get Kath a memo.
Yeah.
So thank you. So this will be fun today.
Yes, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I know. So Chris, going back, so you and I met on the Seven Streets project.
The famous Seven Streets project.
We did.
Yeah,
We
back
hit
in the
it
day.
off in St Leonard's. Not in that way, of course, but you know, we got to know each other, and it was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was a kind of weird and wonderful project, wasn't it? Because it kind of broke all the rules.
It did.
Community projects are often worthy, and they do great stuff, but they can at times, I was going to say be dull, and that'd be unfair, but they do it in certain ways. And I think the Seven Streets project broke all the rules.
It did.
And did it in its own way, because I think it had no targets, and what you effectively needed to do, and it was great fun, was to listen to what people were actually saying, as opposed to saying to people, this might be good for you.
Yes.
And doesn't that make a difference?
Yeah. And it focused on Seven Streets in St Leonard's, and it was just amazing. So one day we could be picking up dog poo. One day we could be supporting people with playing football in Warrior Square.
Warrior Square, or there was a kids' club, a very anarchic kids' club in the church hall. I mean, I'm sure, people would have been very nervous about the kind of record keeping. But actually, it was the kids who'd never gone to the Scouts, actually.
Exactly.
And I think it served a need at the time. And I think in fact, he's still the councillor, isn't he, Trevor, who would never have done anything like that.
No.
And I think he admits he came into his own because it was what he thought politics should be about.
Yeah.
And it was really gutsy and really grassroots. And sadly, only ever funded, it was People's Lottery.
Yeah.
And you only get one tranche, so it's 18 months. And it's one of those things you could have done with a bit more. But I think the most
But they're still
powerful
collecting
thing.
litter. People still
They
go
still
out
do
and
it.
they pick litter, which I think is lovely.
And I think we were the first, weren't they? And the reason we did it was because I think at the time there were lots of kind of needles dumped in the 7 Streets, which was deemed ungovernable at the time. I remember speaking to someone and they said, "Oh my gosh, this is dreadful,
it's
really
rough.
awful, and protect yourself when you go out there."
Yeah.
And
We didn't think so though, did
no,
we?
actually, well, I think pretty much we knocked on every door, and for months we had to say who we weren't. We're not the police, we're not the council, we're not social services, we're not probation, we're not people with lanyards.
No. Yeah.
And I think over time, and they gave us a shop.
We're your neighbours, actually, is what we are. We're your neighbours.
We are your
Yeah.
neighbours
Yeah.
and we're your listeners, and all we had was a shop front, which had no purpose, a cafetiere, a teapot. And on Thursday morning, we just said, "Come in and talk to us."
Yeah.
And that's how it all started.
Who was the lady with the little dog?
Oh, not
Oh, I
Gunford.
can't
She was
remember her name.
no. I remember Gunford. Do you remember the Swedish journalist who
yes.
started it all when she was outraged at needles being dropped? And she said, "We cannot have our kids playing on the streets." And we went to the council and said, "Look, why don't you pick the needles up? Well, it's unsafe."
Yeah.
And you say, "But hold on a minute,
Yeah.
the kids don't know that because they're playing barefoot football."
They are.
And it took a long time, but we eventually got the trolley. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And every Thursday morning at 11 o'clock,
Yeah.
the most unlikely set of people trundled the trolley around the 7 Streets.
Yeah.
And at the start, a lot of people were very distrustful of others in that group.
Yeah.
So it's like when you're
It
forming,
was.
it was that.
Forming, norming, storming.
Yeah, slightly kind of, brittle.
Yeah,
So you'd
yeah.
have a cup of tea, "Oh no, thank you."
Yeah.
You'd have that kind of thing. And then people would start chatting as you went through. I said, "Where did you come from? Or how did you end up here?
Yeah.
Or what do you like about the place?"
Sure.
And it was fun. I think we had Amber Rudd out doing
Yeah.
the pick. We had Sarah Owen. We had pretty much every politician had to come and genuflect.
Yeah, and I thought it was marvellous. And what I noticed, because we lived on Warrior Square, didn't we? And what I noticed, everybody say, "Oh, don't go to Warrior Square, it's got drugs." And you go, do you know what? It's got other things, but what 7 Streets highlighted beautifully was the fact that kids and their families all came and played football there, and that you made a big thing about that, and now people just expect the kids to be playing football on in Warrior Gardens.
Yeah, I think it was
And
also, it was bigging up the place, wasn't it? Saying actually for all of these kind of stereotypes, many of them very dated, actually it's got this most amazing population.
It has.
And it defied all of the kind of statistics because you had people who dropped out, you had people who came back in, you had people who'd been there forever, you had people actually who were quite wealthy who lived seconds away from the 7 Streets.
That's right.
And it was this weird party. It's kind of the party you always want to go to, isn't it? But it was a party you were kind
a
of...
block party.
It was
Yes.
a block party, yeah.
It's a block party.
And there were tiny numbers of people, I think, who were quite difficult. There were, issues at that time, antisocial behaviour, stuff like that. And I think we confronted it. And that was quite
in a
rare at
neighbourly
the time.
way.
In a neighbourly way.
Sets precedence as well, doesn't it,
Yeah.
going forward?
Yeah. It was
Other
kind of...
people take up the reins afterwards as well, don't they?
Yeah,
Let's see
and
it
they
carry
did.
on.
They did.
Yeah.
Other people, it spurned other. It was like this kind of wonderfully fertile seed that burst, and then it went off in lots of different directions.
It was amazingly freeform, wasn't it, in that sense? But the thing I really remember, I think you were doing some training for people who were looking to find work. And that's how I think we came into the same room on the first time. There was a couple in that room, and you will remember who I'm going to say, Linda and Peter.
Yeah.
And they were in their middle age, and they hadn't been trusted to do much for many, many years. And at the end of Patsy's session, I think it was myself and the counsellor, we said, look, we really need help because we don't have any paid helpers, but we'll be welcoming and we'll give you complete freedom to do great things.
And what became apparent by the end of the session?
Yeah, and they put their hands up, and they ended up, Linda was a formidable woman, and she ended up running the project. She ran the centre with a rod of iron, I hasten to add.
And it needed it. It needed
If I was late though, you get this phone call and she didn't really mince her words. You're late. It was like, that kind of deep throat kind of ride faster. And there was Peter, who was a very gentle guy.
He was gentle.
One of the original signatories, apparently, to the Social
George and the
Democrat
Dragon,
Party.
it was, wasn't it?
And she came over in when she kicked that football to say Kids Club was started. It was a serious spin of women's football before its time.
It was.
And both are gone now, sadly.
Yeah, I
but
know.
every time I pass Silchester Road in that shop, I think of Peter and Linda.
Me
They
too.
should get a blue plaque or something,
They
shouldn't they?
should.
We should do a community blue plaque thing.
Innovators.
Don't you think, for Hastings?
Community
So many people actually do brilliant things for the community, and there's no money, we accept that. But actually, community blue plaques, or maybe we could go for kind of an affirmative orange plaque.
I think so. It needs to be a different colour.
Can we get it designed by someone?
Do you know what?
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Hey, no, well, there we go. We've made backstay. I tell you what.
Well, tick.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you do it for nothing? It's the next question, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
But wouldn't it be
yeah,
great? And then
it'd be
every
great.
year, limited number. Maybe there's 12. It's like, the kind of the
You know
Royal
what
Awards.
though? The town would be peppered. Give it 3 years,
Yeah,
they'd
yeah.
be everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, and then imagine the jealousy for those who just miss
The
out.
people that could work towards. Oh, Chris, this is a great idea. It's a great idea. I think it's.
like bunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do more bunting cheaply, can't you?
So these are lovely memories. I'm really glad you sort of stirred that up, because that's a bit of. I love these memories that settle in the silt of our history, and then we stir it up and go, oh yes, that's what we did.
And it was a different time, wasn't it?
It
So
was a
actually,
different time.
you're realising, because we'd only just rocked up in 2012 in Hastings from East London. So it
Rocked
was
up.
the way I got to know people. Because I initially worked at college, but you don't get to know people when you're locked into a building.
No.
It's only when
Go
I did
out.
walk the streets of the 7 streets that you make those connections. And in fact, the other week I was on London Road. Geezer came running out of the Old England, and he said, Chris, you still doing that 7 Streets project? And he wanted to write something for one of the papers. And it was really great, actually, from the Old England, different worlds. But actually, what's great here is that people can skate across them.
They can, and this happened this week because it's impact. You don't realise how much impact. Don't underestimate when you work in the community in any capacity the impact that you have on lives. Because you think, oh well, I'm done with my day. You wrap up your resources, you go home, and then somebody will step out. I mean, I had a. It was New Year's Eve, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I had my phone rang, and I thought it would be one of my kids or the family or someone, and it wasn't. It was one of my old learners, and he said, "I just want you to. I've just been thinking about my life," and he said, "I just want you to know how big an impact you had on it."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh man!" And it really caught my breath.
Yeah, there's
And
that thing
it's-
in the throat, isn't there?
Yeah, and it's like, oh wow. But they come up and they will talk to you.
Yeah,
But this
yeah.
guy's phone on New Year's Eve was one of those. And I said to her, oh my gosh, that was one of my old learners. And you don't underestimate the impact that you can have as human beings.
It's the
That's
power,
small.
isn't it?
It is.
It's that thing about how long does it take you to go and buy a pint of milk in
Yeah.
St Leonard's.
Yeah.
It takes a remarkably
Oh,
long time. To the extent sometimes the coffee becomes iced coffee because it's so cold.
Do you know what this becomes? We've given it Ray Gange of Rogue Gallery. Have you been in?
Yeah, yeah.
Lovely Ray. Well, to gange means it's become a noun. So, it's not, it's an adjective, isn't it? Adjective?
To verb, is it a verb?
It's a verb.
It's
To
a verb,
verb.
isn't it?
To do.
To do something,
Hello,
yeah.
I got there in the end. But to gange means to try and get down to the bottom of the road without being stopped by 100 people. Because he can't, because everybody knows him from the gallery. So he said, I thought I'd be able to walk up to Rock'n'Aw every day. I can't get down to the beach. So yes, but the inordinate amount of time it takes to go and buy a pint of milk. So today, lovely Chris Connelly, you're here we get the scoop. We've got a scoop here, our town, and I really thank you for that. I really, really thank you. So you're here under the umbrella of the Hastings Book Fest. Talk to us. We've got a scoop.
Well, you've got a scoop, and for the drum roll at that moment, and I got it under the table. We are going to announce, the four of the headliners. There are many headliners, of course, for the 10-day book fest coming up in September. And effectively, I'm quite new. I'm one of the kind of new crew running this year.
Yeah.
What is the third iteration of a kind of book-based festival. It's been going since 2018, 2019.
Wow.
I think originally it was the Literature Festival.
Yeah.
Now, I first came across it on King's Road. There was this phenomenal guy, boater, white coat, and he had the most amazing moustaches. And he looked like Cervantes, the Don Quixote author.
Sure.
And I remember stopping him and saying that would make a great Instagram picture, and he had a board with the Literature Festival, and it was a quill pen, and they had big names, and it was very bold, very ambitious actually. Sam Davey, I think, was behind it.
Oh, I love Sam Davey.
Sam Davey, talking of Waterstones, and again will be appearing in the book festival. So the originator and founder, and she ran it with her team for the first couple of years. It was then taken over by Wayne Berkeley Herbert, who everyone knows in the town, another great kind of community voice, and he ran it for a few years. So. Second iteration, and it became the book festival rather than the literature festival. And Wayne's doing a PhD, and he needs to do whatever you do when you do a PhD, spend time in libraries and all of that stuff. So a new scurvy crew, including me, a very ITV1 take on book festivals, like deep and abiding populism. So we came in and we picked it up last autumn when Wayne said, "I've got to step back," and someone else was moving, and all that work, all that energy is about to come to fruition, and we go live on the 12th of September.
Woof, I've done it again. So woof, it's always a real achievement. I think it's amazing. So so what have you got for us?
So what have we got? Let's pull up the file. So it is, it's a 10-day extravaganza of the printed word. The only reason I've got the notes out is because I'm really bad at dates and...
No, it's good.
So,
come on.
We have got... Where should we start? Shall we go to him or her or him? Okay, so we close. Let's start with the closing event. We've got the musical and poetic legend John Hegley, who everyone remembers from those gigs we used to do back in the day. I think he's early 70s now. He's been around for a long, long time. He's appeared at everywhere from Glastonbury to the Edinburgh Festival, and he's bringing our event to a musical and poetic close on Sunday the 21st of September, 5 o'clock at the Observer Building, which is our main venue for the whole event.
Wow.
So again, in terms of access. So he's our closing headliner, and as I say, we're really excited. He always warms an audience. He always produces that kind of Sunday afternoon air punch. You've had your Sunday roast.
He's like the what do they call that bit at Glastonbury?
The classic thing.
The legend. Is it
the legend slot.
Legend spot.
Dolly Parton, Rod Stewart. He is the legend. The perennial poet that we love, and also actually, given that we're sitting with fashionable eyewear, he's also a man who wears his glasses with pride, isn't he?
Always.
Don't you think? I've always admired optical strength. So we booked him because we like the glasses. Actually, in fact, everyone we booked has to wear glasses for the book festival. But, no, that's not true. But actually, if you haven't been booked, that's not the reason.
No.
Actually, but next year you know what to do. So we should get actually an optician to sponsor us, shouldn't we?
Mate, I think that
Specsavers or something. The Specsavers book festival. God knows we need the money. So he's on the final Sunday on the Saturday the 20th, early evening, building up to the crescendo that is the person whose name will come next, but still a legend in his own name, Nigel Planer from Young Ones. He's produced Neil, the legend that was Neil, and he's produced a memoir called Young Once. Like it, do you?
Oh, nice.
Very good.
And he's telling the story of his life, both professionally and personally. And he was here a couple of years ago. He came in 2023, and he's an author of kind of teen books and fantasy. And I don't like fantasy particularly. It's not my genre, but I was there volunteering. And wow, what an interesting man! What a great storyteller! And actually, what an interesting book. I like the idea of it so much, despite my kind of notional thing about fantasy, that I went and bought the book.
But had you not been at the book fest, this is the thing. I mean, when people see these little interviews that we have, they're not little, but these interviews, that you get a window into someone's world, the same as you would do if you sat in the book fest.
Yeah, well, exactly. And it was one of those lucky moments. And I was going to go home, and I thought, actually, I'm essentially quite a lazy person. I thought, I really can't be asked to move. And actually, I'll stay. And he was mesmerising.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Well worth
brilliant
it.
story. The timing was superb,
Yeah.
and of course he's done it all. He's seen it all. That whole movement in comedy.
Yeah.
So I would strongly commend you, whether you like the young ones or not, and we all did actually. This is your Saturday early evening entertainment.
So what time is it?
So that's at 6 o'clock. It's
It's
kind of
6.
moving towards the Strictly slot, isn't it?
It is. But that's long
And
until
it's
September,
probably the
so-
night that Strictly starts, actually. So ignore the launch show and come and see Nigel Planer.
Yes.
6 o'clock
'cause you
at
can
the
watch that
OB.
later,
We can
can't
do a
you?
live show
Absolutely.
or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, absolutely. So that is the Saturday, and wait for this, after the Nigel Planer, the Neil, we have, I think, one of the most powerful speakers, one of the most powerful inspirational speakers in Britain. His memoir brought a lump to my throat, and it was published in one of those kind of short forms that come out on World Book Day, and it really had impact, and it reached beyond the usual book audience. Lem Sissy.
I've just seen it on
So
the
you've just seen it, there we are.
Oh my God.
I mean, absolutely, we did that when he said yes. And I feel really, really excited for that evening. So Saturday, 20th of September, 8 o'clock at the OB. This is a real coup for the town, I think.
It's massive.
And I think, well, thank you, because one of the things...
It's massive.
One of the things that we want to do is obviously bring people into books and to do stuff in community-based settings. But sometimes you've got to bring people to town, because not everyone goes to London, not everyone goes to the festival hall.
This is a bit of a...
And it's a bit of a coup. And of course, we've all seen him, we've heard him talk about the care system. We've all seen the authenticity of the guy, I think.
Massive.
And I think... Well, I hope it's a sellout. I think it will be. And the tickets will be going out after you go live.
Yes.
After this goes live, we will then present this on the website.
Yeah.
And, book early. Actually, book early for all of them.
early.
There's one more. One more on this advanced list. And
So
this
we
is...
have a reveal.
This is a reveal. So a lot of the big names are coming in the second weekend. We'll talk about the first weekend in a minute. So Friday night, this is before the legend that is Lem. It's before Neil from the Young Ones.
Yeah.
Friday night at 7:30, Helen Lederer. Again,
Fantastic.
you know, well, look at that. No, but it produces that warm smile, doesn't it? We all know her from Ab Fab, but actually she's done a lot more.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
has.
And she writes like an angel,
Yeah.
and she loves Hastings. Who doesn't?
No, absolutely.
And she's here to do a live show, and I think it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be very, very exciting. What do they say? Comedy legend Helen Lederer is in town for a night of frank, moving, and funny conversation.
She's very frank. Which
And that's what we like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hastings is quite
Yeah.
direct in its feedback and old school in its feedback. We don't dress things up. And she'll be in conversation with our own Paul Burstow, the Polari Sea guy.
Yeah.
So he will be in conversation with someone he's known for years.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It will be facilitation of the highest order.
I'll be lucky.
So that is the Friday. What a weekend!
Yeah, but guys, hats off to you, all of you, your team, for getting these people.
Getting that, yeah.
Well,
It's
Because
amazing.
we wouldn't have this if you hadn't all put the work in.
Well, I tell you, yeah, I mean, we are very lucky to have people who put the time in. And this year, actually, because we, well, the funding is tight across the board. We were talking about that before we went live. That
Sure.
a lot of the funding that people have expected in the past, Arts Council, other monies, it's by no means certain.
No.
So everyone this year who's doing the main festival organising, doing it for NADA. So that I think is a really big ask of people.
It's an enormous amount of goodwill goes into this, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it is the excitement though when you see that stuff come to fruition. And what is interesting is when you talk to people, and we talk to lots of people, they all want to come to Hastings.
Sure.
And I was talking to someone in the arts world recently, so again, a slightly different world, but it's an organisation that provides studio space for young artists. And the person that runs that said, of all the towns that she's dealt with, most of the artists, when asked, choose to come to Hastings. There's something about that, I don't know, the weird alchemy of this town.
Yeah.
And most people get it, and some people don't.
Yeah.
And those who don't go quickly.
They do. They don't land.
They don't land.
Do they? They come. They like the idea of us, and that happens.
Yeah,
and
and
then
disappear.
they go back.
And they don't quite get it, do
Yeah.
they? Maybe
No.
they go in too hard too quickly, do you think?
Okay, so I have a theory. So this town loves you if you love it for what it is and its
Yes.
inhabitants. If you try and change it, good luck with that.
Yeah.
If you think you can remodel it or fashion it or it should match up to this, the town just goes, off you pop.
Yeah.
Off you pop. And it stops making anything happen for these people. This happened in the 90s. It happened again in the 2000s. It's a cyclic thing.
Yeah.
It is a cycle. And it becomes very clear the people who think they're coming to make a big noise, and then they turn out not to be a big noise at all. And they've pitched back up in Stoke Newington.
Yeah.
Or wherever it is. You know, they
There's
go,
lots of
let it
little
flow.
voices, isn't it? It's not
Yeah.
one big voice
No.
in Hastings.
There
Lots
is no
of little,
spotlight.
Yeah,
There
there's
is
lots
no-
of little voices.
No, and I think that's what
Yeah.
makes it
I love that.
special.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
And it is, it's music, isn't it? It's books, it's
Yeah.
the kind of visual arts, comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much whatever the kind of the world film, we've got it.
Yeah.
It's a truly creative town
It
in that
is.
very gutsy sense.
It is.
Yeah.
And we all buoy others up. We're not after fame
No.
per se.
No.
None of us are after fame per se. We like to sort of get on with our lives and be pretty
Slightly under
anonymous,
the
if you like,
radar.
under the radar.
Yeah, no, I'm
We're
quite
achieving something.
Edgy,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and I
It's
think
true.
it is often making stuff happen, isn't it? It's the kind of pulling of the kind of connections,
Definitely.
the tying of the knots
Yeah.
is the more exciting part rather than that grandstanding thing,
Yes.
which I dislike these days, actually.
Exactly,
People often
yeah.
say, well, you must love getting, and I don't,
No,
actually.
No.
No.
Don't
20
need
years
it.
ago, I'd have loved it. But I think much more exciting is sitting behind the scenes and saying thank you for saying yes.
Absolutely.
Which is what we've been doing a lot
Yeah.
of recently.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what will be great is to see the usual club mix of people come into the OB, which of course,
Yeah.
again, is a venue which is accessible,
Sure.
it's in the town centre, all of those kind of things. It makes possible lots of things.
Will it be in the big rooms upstairs?
It's a big room downstairs. We've got the book fair, of course,
Yeah.
as well, which is, I think, sold out. And that's on the first Saturday. So that's like a kind of exchange and smart, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's where you come and buy and talk and sell
Yeah.
and do business.
Sure.
But a phenomenal range.
Yeah.
And it's not just like a second-hand bookstore sales thing.
So when you say you're sold out, what?
In terms of pictures.
Oh,
All right.
great.
So this is,
Amazing.
again, run for us by someone who organises that day without charge.
Yeah.
And he's got, I think, the full set of stalls pretty much. And you'll go in
Well
there.
done, that person.
Well,
Does that person have a name?
He should get one of those plaques, shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Actually, one of those. No, I shouldn't name him and not others.
No, that's
So
fine.
actually,
Yeah.
I think to
There's a
all of
team.
the people
There's a team.
that have done
Team.
phenomenal
Yes.
things,
Yeah.
team culture.
Yeah.
Because actually, at the same time, remember, we're doing our shtick in the Observer building. The whole of September, of course, is the amazing Tina who does Coastal Currents.
Yeah.
Again,
Tina Morris.
how many years has she been doing it?
I
And
know.
she, I think, runs pretty much as a one-person op,
I
doesn't
love
she?
her very much.
I've
My
huge respect
word,
for Tina.
Massive respect for her.
And she kind of rang us and she did us a really good deal on, the ad in her brochure, which
Yeah.
is a phenomenal piece.
Yeah.
So, we've got Coastal Currents running. Their final party, I think, is on the rooftop at the Observer building. So, I can't wait to go up there, can you?
No, oh God.
I mean, I do buildings, that's my day
Yes.
job.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
what a party venue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making a note
Yeah.
to get in touch because she's wonderful and we love what she does. What I found amusing, I say amusing, but it makes my heart sing when I see the street furniture that she organised the
Yeah.
painting of,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I love that.
Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it?
So
Yeah.
you look at, you think, oh, it's just a box, it's just, but they've come alive
Yeah.
because all the artists have come out and each one
Yeah.
has taken it on themselves to put something very beautiful on a bit of street furniture, which is probably a little generator of some sort
Or
an
a
electric
cable
box
box or
Cable
something,
box, thank you.
But it's the beautification of the everyday,
Yes.
isn't it? And I think
Yeah.
it makes a huge difference. And there's one in the town centre near the kind of old Hastings bookshop.
Yeah.
And it was,
God, that's the one.
do you know the guy?
Oh,
and I saw the guy, and he was doing a really punctilious piece of work.
Yeah.
It was a hot day, and
Yeah.
I think I said,
But isn't it just a
do you
joy?
want tea? No, I'm working. And it was that sense of absolute pride. Yeah, that's the one I really love, actually.
Me too.
And I think that's the kind of thing that she's done. Probably it's quite hard to get permission, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
You imagine all the authorities
She's
that you've got to go
tenacious,
to.
is Tina.
Formidable.
She is
And
formidable.
so you've got that, of course, going on at the same time. You've got the Bottle Alley thing just before we go live, the amazing Dan and Neil from Zero.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it makes me sound like some hideous old lovey. But when I first saw, when I first saw the first Bottle Alley art market, there was a tear on my, kind of wizened cheek. I like Ralph Richardson walking there, because it was an extravaganza to walk that.
So what happened on Bottle Alley? So the first one they did, we were due to be at a wedding, weren't we? So we had a 3 p.m. wedding. We got down to Bottle Alley. I said, I know we're going to the wedding. It's very important, and the wedding was local. I said, but we're going to have to do this because I can't not be in the Bottle Alley art market. How long did it take us to do it? We went there and back 2 hours.
Oh, I know.
It was a love fest.
But you're absolutely spot on.
Everybody was so happy to have their art out on display instead of you having to find a gallery or you're having to go. It was just a delicious display of love and art and creativity.
Isn't it? Someone was saying it's the largest outdoor art market in the whole of Britain.
Of course it is. Because
This
it's
should
a
be
third
on.
of a mile. Come along.
It's just, isn't it? You want to roller skate down there. Actually, we should have, shouldn't we, the council leader and the MP roller skate through to start it off.
You know who could do that? Becca Horn.
The mayor would probably roller skate through, wouldn't she?
It's down on my list.
I think actually she would probably do it, and I think I did mention it. I saw her the other week, and I mentioned it, and I said, "Look, this is one of the great days. It's Bank Holiday weekend, is that you've got, I think, the Bottle Alley Art Market. You've got Pride that weekend. It's an absolute belter. You've got some of the best food in Britain.
You have.
And obviously the weather's the only risk factor, but
no, we pray.
Heavens.
No, come on.
Now I shall go into Christchurch and light a candle to say, please do it in that amazing building.
Yes, this is a righteous bunch. So we
absolutely. Many years ago, I thought, when I was kind of looking at A-levels, I thought, oh, should I go and do theology and become a priest? But if I did and had, I would have been disingenuous. But I would have liked a church like Christchurch. The kind of the swinging incense, Max Bailey concerts. It would be like being like Harvey Goldsmith with God, wouldn't it?
They're turning into basically one of our best loved music venues.
Oh,
which
it's
I think
phenomenal.
Utilise sacred space.
The sound quality is phenomenal, isn't it? Yeah.
Like Henry Ward Hall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Best place to go and see anybody.
And I think it's also a great introduction, isn't it, to the other stuff they do. They also have the best cakes at their markets.
They do.
It's just like walking back to my grand's kind of church in East London, back at Forest Gate in the day.
Stop it. This is our old stomping ground.
Two old cockneys reminiscing. It's like,
You're so cockney though, isn't it?
No, I am technically. I was born in Bethnal Green. I am a cockney.
There you are. You are
unlikely though that may sound. But they whisked me off to the suburbs.
They did.
The privet hedge was mine after a very short period of time, where they left me to fester for many years.
Darling, I'm aware that you have a train to catch.
I've got a train to catch.
And otherwise we could go on and on because you're such a lovely raconteur. Is there anything you'd like to... Your train's not till 10...
Was it 31, I think?
10:31, so you can scamper down the road. So we're... What time are we now? She says, looking professionally at a watch. 9:52.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to titillate us with more before you leave?
On the book fest?
Anything.
On the book fest?
It's your time.
It's my time. It's my time. Let's have a look. My notes that they gave me.
What can you bring?
What can I bring to the pub? Well, I shouldn't have bought that.
No.
I asked someone to print me off the schedule, and they printed it in size 8 type, and that is challenging.
It's like on the shampoo. It's never going to work.
Yeah, no, there's some great stuff actually around Polarion Sea, which is running at the same time. We've also got some genre stuff this year. I'm a real crime fiction fan. So, one of the things we picked up from last year is that there hasn't been any crime focus over the last couple of years. So we have got two, and I'm told I can't name them, but two locally based crime writers of huge reputation.
Wow.
And they're journos who've become crime writers. And that will be a great session on the first weekend. And loads of workshops. I love crime. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that, I think, is a treat for the crime lovers. And there are lots of workshops. So people who want to do writing, I think that's the other important thing about the book festival. Yeah. It's not about consumption.
No.
It's about doing it yourself, having a go, writing stuff.
Absolutely.
And I think Wayne's just done a series of workshops in Hollington and Orr with another colleague, reaching out to people who maybe wouldn't sign up to something at the Observer building. Yeah. So we've done things outside of the town centre, in the community. And in fact, there's another project we're talking about at the moment about the forecourts, you know, the tower blocks.
I love the forecourts.
They remind me of a French university campus because they're very green, aren't they? The surrounding area.
Yeah.
And of course, the argument or the discussion is that they might not be there in a few years' time. So we're thinking, can we capture the stories of the forecourts?
That would be such a brilliant piece to archive.
Well, I just thought that would be something that is authentic. Yep. It tells real stories. Yep. We can also capture the apartments. Someone we were talking to recently said, wouldn't it be great to get all of the apartments in this montage of words and images? So we might well, if we put in an Arts Council bid, I think we will for next year, we may well put that in as a particular outreach project. Yeah. So there we go. I think
you've got some movers and shakers in the forecourts.
There's a lot of discussion, I think. Yeah. And I think John Rankin, who's a councillor, who's the heritage champion, the council, he came and he said, I think we ought to do something with great genuineness. Yeah. And if we can, I think that's the kind of thing we do outside the main festival that makes it interesting. Yeah. September. It looks to be, every month is exciting here.
It is.
But we're in the main belt now, aren't we, of activity?
Yes, we are.
The rich summer scene.
Well, absolutely. No, absolutely. We mine it to the very depths.
Yes,
we're afraid to go on holiday because
why would you?
We've missed too much. So it's always like, so when are we going away? When are we going? Are we going away? I think we might have to just do a few weekends. Even that though, I think, I'll
miss something.
I'll miss. Because our calendar is just so full of, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening.
And actually some weekends there's like 3 things, aren't
there?
I
know, and then you have to stay in because you don't want to upset anybody, because if you show up at one and they say you didn't show up at that, why aren't you?
Do you do the non-go to them all rather than go to one?
Yes, I say to I'm staying home. I'm staying home. I'm going to Netflix it this weekend. I'm overwhelmed.
But it is, isn't it? It's some weekends you just think, Lord, give me a break.
Exactly.
I just want to watch a soap.
The riches. We're steeped in riches.
If we were estate agents, we'd be millionaires, because actually...
So Chris, this is the question before you leave. We look at what we do here when we talk about this town in this way, and it's like, so estate agents should be paying us handsomely. Solicitors who work for estate agents should be paying us handsomely. And because we draw people in. They just love the idea of here and say, God, I'd want to go there because all the like minds are living there.
Well, they want to ride the magic carpet of hope, don't they?
Yes.
As we all do.
Potential sponsorship for events.
There we go.
There we go.
Every single one.
Yes, absolutely.
No, absolutely.
Because if we had a tourist board, which we don't, we would work for them. We would be subbed by them, but we don't have one. No. There is no
tourist board, is there, at the moment?
No.
Which is why we have to have these things.
We do.
And the press here, of course.
We do.
Yeah. Online Times,
absolutely.
Independent Press,
exactly.
And the Observer. Again comes from a different place, but all of them contribute in their own way. Don't knock them, I would say.
Oh no, never.
I think that's the spirit, isn't it? Actually,
collaborative.
You may take exactly. Each has its own niche.
It does.
No, gosh, I could have been in the pulpit there. It was so pious, wasn't it? Actually, it's a Sunday morning with 100.
You a colour.
Yes. There we go. Absolutely, it is time for the kind of organic cookies, folks. So let's go for the fair trade coffee and a little bit of folk music
and a donut, which is what you tried to get today. but failed.
Homemade jam, though,
Terrible.
wouldn't it be?
Homemade jam.
Injected.
Oh,
you know,
stop.
by one of our kind of kitchen team.
You're a darling. Chris Connelly
Thank you.
and Alex Ainsworth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Has it been fun?
Yeah, it has been amazing. Brilliant.
It's a little bit of a departure from our daily grind, isn't it, coming in and doing this?
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having me.
Darlings, thank you for coming. You've been so supportive and patient and all the other things, because we booked Chris months away. You know, we have to do that now. We have to book people months in advance. You're a love.
But it's worth waiting.
It's worth waiting.
All those people in the queue.
I know.
Come on, hold it there. Surely it just gets better and better.
No, trust me, we've got a fat old queue out there, which is
There we
lovely. Guys, what a treat this
Thank
has
you.
been.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
So much. Our town has plenty. So we'll be live Thursday at 6 p.m. We'll see you there.